Hey everybody, it's time for another Assorted vinyl update. If any of you watched my last video, number 79, you saw that I made one called having a vinyl buying dilemma about not having enough cash these days. You know, we're all hurting, and but yet there's records that came in that I wanted, and there were a whole bunch of Elvis Presley records, about 10 to 12 of them I think, and you know, how was I going to afford all of them? Well, let me start this story out by telling you, of course, as luck would have it, this morning what happens is I go downstairs and there's a letter from the mail yesterday. It turns out it's a traffic ticket, one of those red light camera tickets, okay? I know everybody says they're always a good driver, they don't get into trouble, and the same goes for me. Some people say I drive like an old lady, I'm very good, I don't get tickets, but somewhere about a month ago I must have inadvertently made a right turn on a red light where I wasn't supposed to or something, and you know how much the ticket is? $80, $80. So that's perfect time to get a ticket like that, right? When you don't have any money to buy these records as it is. But anyway, my girlfriend, God bless her, is so sweet that she was willing to help me out a little bit and you know, give me a little loan for the time being to help me out. So anyway, without further adu, here are the Elvis records that I got out of that batch I was talking about from yesterday. I only got 4 of them. This one was the most expensive of the batch, for LP fans only. I mean, this album originally came out, I think, in either 1959 or 1960, I'm not sure. But this is a 1965 reissue, which is supposedly, I think, more valuable, and you know, has a stereo, living stereo or whatever it's called, like electronic, I don't know, in it, which makes it a little unusual and unique. And this is in great shape, you know, and of course, the record also was really in terrific shape. So very excited about it. That's my biggest one of the bunch. Here's the second most expensive, His Hand in Mine, which I'm not really that big on Elvis gospel per se, but this was a really interesting album, being that it's in such great shape. I mean, it's mono. You don't find Elvis albums in this kind of condition usually, so very happy to have this. And you have the inner sleeves on these, really also in great shape. I mean, these are like, you know, not ripped or anything. You know, and as I say, the records are so good. I mean, these albums look like they were played either not at all or most likely maybe once or twice, but they're in pretty good shape, and it's hard to resist. I only got 4 of these records because, as it turned out, the record store owner priced a lot of them way too high for my blood. I couldn't afford some of the other ones, so I only got 4 of the batch. Here's the next one, which is interesting. This is Elvis's Golden Records Volume 3, and it still has the original shrink wrap on it, which is cool. And this is the back cover. What's interesting is there's apparently a sticker on here that says the original price, $2.98, and on the bottom it says it was purchased, if this is real, November 1st, 1966. So I like little things like that, you know. So this is cool. When I was at my record store to pick these up, I should say that also one of the guys told me that they did get in those Beatles bootlegs. Supposedly they got a bunch of Beatle bootlegs in, and they're there now. But after what I did yesterday, looking at the records before they were priced, the owner made sure, they said, look, don't show these to anybody until they're priced. So I'm going to have to wait. That's more records coming my way. Okay, this was the cheapest of the bunch, and I love the cover on this. Elvis's Golden Records Volume 2. 50 million Elvis fans, can't be wrong. And the reason I bought this was for the cover alone, and I say that because you can't find this album with a cover, you know, this good. I mean, it's always beaten up. So to find this in such good shape, I bought it just for the cover. The record itself on this one, beat to hell. I think it's pretty unplayable. I'm going to try to clean it a little bit and see if I can get a play out of it. But I may have to buy the record over again and put a better record in this jacket. Okay, so that was it, you know, for those. I couldn't afford any other ones. It just was too expensive. Here's another Elvis record I have. It's not from this batch today. It's from a while ago. But it's The King Speaks February 1961 in Memphis, Tennessee, an interview album apparently. I don't know if it's a bootleg or a regular legitimate album. I haven't really studied it yet, but I'm going to listen to this. It's good to have for my Elvis collection. Some good Elvis pictures on the back. Alright, now we go away from Elvis to something totally different. Kiss. And this is Kiss Dynasty, and I showed this on another one of my videos, and I found out that it was the one I had was a reissue because it had a barcode on the back. This one does not have a barcode. It's an original. And the one I had didn't have the original poster in it. This one does. Okay, so I'm glad to have that. You get the general idea without me opening it all the way. Very good to have. Also, this has the original inner sleeve. And I believe the record label is original too. It's got a picture of the band members on it. So that was a good find, and pretty far away from Elvis. Today, after I got my Elvis records, I also saw this over there, the Rolling Stones with the Flowers album. And the reason I picked this up is because it's in mono, and I'm trying really hard to get a nice collection of the US albums in mono instead of stereophonic. This cover is not in great shape. It's a little split on the bottom. It's got a lot of ring wear on it. I don't know if it shows up here. In person it looks kind of awkward. But the record is the mono version with the red label. So, and it's hard to find these records in playable condition. But I've got a whole bunch of maybe three or four of the early Stones albums, and with the red mono label, so that's what I want to go for and try to get all of them. When I was at my flea market the other day, Sunday flea market, I found this one, Marianne Faithfull's Greatest Hits, which was affordable enough, so I picked it up. I like some of the stuff I heard from her. I love her version of As Tears Go By. And as I'm running out of time again, also at the flea market, I picked up some 45s. This one, You Got Lucky, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This was a big song for me when I broke up with my girlfriend back when it was released. And that's how I felt. You got lucky, babe, when I found you. That's how I felt at the time. Berlin, Take My Breath Away. And the Eurythmics, Here Comes the Rain Again. Well, that's it for now. As I say, I may be back with a Beatles update because there should be some Beatles rarities at my store if they're priced right. You know, I'm tired of making videos wearing the same old kind of clothes. You know, you've all seen me in these clothes before, but you got to save your money for priorities like records instead of clothes. See ya.